All right. It seems like we're live on every platform now.
Okay, very good. So I'm Carol Walker, and I'm here tonight to do a live show on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. And I have some wonderful things for sale to tell you about, some new things, some older things, and wanted to also tell you about the horses. And I have Juan from Art Storefronts here helping me, and we're going to be answering questions that people ask on Facebook. And I think we're going to have a great time tonight. So I'm Carol Walker. 21 years ago, I went and met wild horses for the very first time in a place called Adobe Town in Wyoming, a very remote area and of the Red Desert. And there was very few anything out there except horses and the occasional livestock grazing out there. And I was absolutely enchanted by the horses and really spent as much time as I could out there, about a week, a month. And then I found out that they were going to round up and remove most of the horses. And it was absolutely heartbroken. And I went to the roundup, and I couldn't even look at the pictures until 4 months later. And when I found out that these horses were being removed and sent to holding facilities, I was like, I have to do something. So at that point, I decided to do a book about the horses and show people that they are beautiful, strong, healthy animals, very suited for the lands that they live on. And I started advocating for them. And I thought, in a few years, all these horses will be protected. There won't be a problem. And here we are, and it's 2025. And the horses in the Red Desert are in as much jeopardy as they ever were. Wyoming has the second most wild horses in the country after Nevada. And I am a plaintiff on a case right now. We're trying to stop the zeroing out, which means completely eradicating 2 wild horse herds. And one of those is Salt Wells Creek. And I'll be talking about some of the wild horses in Salt Wells Creek. And one of the things that I find that people need to keep in mind is that people and organizations can work together. And when they do, magic can happen. We actually stopped the zeroing out roundup in Salt Wells Creek that was going to happen first in August and then October. We've delayed it at least until summer, until the district judge can hear the case again. So, and this is American Wild Horse Conservation, Animal Welfare Institute, Western Watersheds, me, Kimberly Curl, and Chad Hansen, we all banded together to help save these horses. So I think that whatever you can do to help, contacting your senators and representatives, joining with organizations, joining with other people, that will help. And we just need to keep pushing. So I'm going to talk about the horses and show you some of my artwork tonight. So I'm going to start with one of my favorite wild horses in the Red Desert Complex, and his name is Fallen Star. And he's a dun, meaning, let's see, is this a good spot, Juan?
Right there. That's a perfect spot.
Okay, so he's a dun, meaning he has a stripe down his back, and he's got primitive markings. He's got like stripes on his legs. And he is just a wise soul. And this spring morning, I caught him in front of the Wind River Mountains. It was just spectacular. And he just stood there for me and let me take pictures of him. He has a family now of 5 mares and a foal. And the foal looks just like him. She's a little dun as well. So this is Fallen Star against the Wind River Mountains, and it's 16 by 24 inches, and it is $150. So the link in the No, well, Juan, you've got the link up so that they can click on it, right?
That's correct. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, the only thing you need to do to shop is visit that link in the description of the video. And if you are on Instagram, visit the link in bio of Carol. That's it.
Yeah. So one of everyone's favorite wild horses, of course, is Picasso. Picasso of Sandwash Basin, and he lived a very long age, into his 30s, in Sandwash Basin. And here's one of my favorite pictures of him. And this is a tote bag. And the it's $30 and it's a 16 by 16 tote. The totes are really fun. And there are two other totes in the auction. So they're good. They make very good Christmas presents. Then we have Poseidon and his mare. So they are also right here. They are also in the Red Desert Complex in a similar area to Fallen Star. And Poseidon is the gray pinto, and then the roan is his mare. And I've known Poseidon since he was a baby, and he has now got his own family. He has two roan mares, and two roan mares this color, and then another roan who's almost like a gold color. She's amazing. And now this year they have two foals and a yearling from last year. And I really enjoy being able to go out and see horses again and again. I don't go to a huge number of herd management areas. I've been to all 16 in Wyoming, but I visit about 5 or 6 herds regularly. And I get to know the horses over time. And it's wonderful because you get to see who has a new foal, what stallion might have taken over a family. You get to learn about their habits. Because the horses don't stay in one place. They migrate, they move around. And so the more that I follow them, the more I get to learn about the locations that they're in. So any questions so far?
So far, we've got a couple of great comments on Instagram. One from Art Air Photography saying, "Great work, thanks for the advocacy." Then Elizabeth 9589 saying, "You're absolutely amazing." And then Jamie Brown saying, "Wow, your photography."
Well, that's really nice. Thank you so much for those comments.
I would like to take the time to just quickly say, please, if you have any questions for Carol, either if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, or
I love
Instagram,
questions. I
leave
love
a
questions.
leave a comment, please. I'll make sure she knows about the question and she will answer live.
Yeah. And so the next one is Lost Creek Bachelor Boys. So this summer, I ran into a group of bachelor stallions, and as you can see, they're unbelievably colorful, and they were curious about me. You know, boys, the bachelor boys always tend to be a little bit more brave and curious with people they don't know. And they came right toward me and posed beautifully. So this is also in the Red Desert Complex, Lost Creek. And this one is a 12 by 18 and it's $100.
Oh wow, this is a cool comment from Jamie Brown. He or she said, I think it's a he. I love following your page. I have a Mustang of my own from Nevada, and he is
Oh,
4
nice.
years old. Oh,
Excellent. Oh,
yeah.
that's wonderful. Takini and Family is the next one. Another Red Desert Complex family that I talked about on my last podcast. And Takini is this beautiful roan. He's a bay roan, and his family. And I knew him before the really bad winter of 2022 to 2023. And he had a couple of mares and a foal, and I didn't see him after the winter, and I thought he was gone. And so a friend of mine named him Takini, which means survivor. We saw him again, and here he was. He had the foal and some new mares as well. And they're just stunningly beautiful. And this is a glossy metal print, and it is, let's see, get the size, 16 by 24, and it's $150. So it's a metal print, and on the back you can see it's ready to hang. So everything in the show is ready to hang. Don't have to take it to get to the framer, nothing like that. It's ready to put on the wall. Okay, the calendars. Yay! 2026. So I have two sizes of calendars. This is the medium, this is the large. And this is all about the wild curly horses of Saltwells Creek. So I have a real thing for the curlies. The curlies are amazing. They have this curly hair. Some of them have a really dense curls on their coats. They're hypoallergenic, and they tend to be pretty mellow in temperament and sometimes very big. So this is the calendar, and it's all curly horses this year. This is Cassidy, and he's really curly. And so yeah, and this is Medicine Man and his foal, and just a lot of cool ones. And this is Ike. Ike is Saltwells Creek royalty, and I absolutely adore him. And this is him in the water hole. So there's two sizes. $30 is the medium, and $34 is the large.
We have a comment. Sorry, Carol. We have a comment from Johnny saying that she loves your podcast and that she's going west in April 2026 through almost May. I guess she's asking if that's a good time to go there and what are the best places to visit.
Yeah, my favorite time to be there. April can be dicey with the weather, and you really don't want to go into any of these places when it's wet because the mud can slow you down. So my favorite months are really May and June. So those are the 2 months that I highly recommend.
Excellent. And Jamie Brown on the chat on Instagram asking, how do we purchase? Jamie, you got to go to Carol's Instagram bio. So visit her profile and you will find a link in there and visit the live show page. Okay. That's it.
The next one is Thor's portrait. It's a 5x7 and it's $45. So Thor was in the McCullough Peaks herd in Wyoming, and I've known him since he was a little foal. And he was injured and passed away last year, which was really sad. And but I have such fond memories of him. Such an extraordinary stallion, so strong, and always enjoyed watching him posture and play with the other stallions. And he was a wonderful lieutenant to Taliqua the last few years. And so this is his portrait. Okay, bumper sticker and car magnet are the next two. So I have bumper stickers and car magnets, which are kind of fun. Save America's Wild Horses. And these are the stickers. These are magnets, and these are round magnets. And they fit right on your car. So thought I'd have something a little different this year. Book package. Okay, so I have, you may not know, or you may know, I have written 4 books and have photographed 4 books, coffee table books. 3 of them are just on wild horses. Wild Hoofbeats is the book I mentioned at the beginning of the show that I started when I found out what was happening to wild horses. And then I did horse photography, which is a book. It's a how-to book for amateurs on horse photography. And then I have Galloping to Freedom, which is about wild horses that were rescued and taken to the Black Hills Wild Horse Sanctuary. And then Blue Zeus, which is about Blue Zeus, who I followed for 3 years before he was rounded up and removed. And I helped get him to a sanctuary. And so I have in the sale, you can buy the books individually, and then I also have packages of 2, 3, and 4 books. And the packages are 20% off, so you get a discount on the book. So this is Blue Zeus. This is my most recent book. This is Wild Hoofbeats. This is my first book. This is Galloping to Freedom. And then this is horse photography. And all these books will be signed by me. And if you want them personalized, you can send me a message and I will do that. And the books make great holiday gifts.
Carol, we have a question from Sarah Bushell asking if you ship internationally.
Yes, what you need to do is send me a message with your entire shipping address, and then I'll get a quote for you on the shipping. You'll have to quote for the shipping if you're international. I'm willing to do it. I just need to know figure out what it's going to cost and have you approve that.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
The next one is Eyes of Blue Zeus. So he has very expressive eyes, and this is an 8x10 canvas of him, and it's a close-up, and you can see his eyes. And Blue Zeus is a blue roan stallion, just extraordinarily beautiful. So it's an 8x10, and let's see, it is $55. Oh.
I think the next one is Father and Son, number 33.
Right.
Yep.
I think that one's sold. So we're not going to talk about that.
That's beautiful.
Um,
Ike's family at sunset. It's
yes. So I have mugs. They're pretty cool. They're 15 ounces and they're ceramic. And this one's Ike's family at sunset. And this one's also in the sale. This is Dollar, wild curly stallion of Saltwell's Creek. And Ike is a wild curly stallion of Saltwell's Creek, and he has curlies in his family too.
Talking about Ike, Wendy Berry says Ike's stunning. That's a comment on Facebook from Wendy.
He is really stunning. He is a big brown curly stallion, and he's amazing. And he's sired a lot of really beautiful horses in Saltwell's Creek. It's so funny. I saw him for the first time 3 years ago, and I saw him at the water, and I had never seen him before. And I just saw him once that year. And then this year, every single trip I took, I think I took 7 trips out to Saltwell's Creek this year. I got to spend time with Ike and his family, and I was absolutely thrilled. So Thea and Tamlin is the next one. So now we're going to McCullough Peaks, which is one of my favorite herds. It's near Cody. And this spring in April, I was out there, and Thea is the mare, and this is Tamlin. He's standing on a hill. That's why he looks so tall. And I got to see Tamlin born. It was amazing. I was driving by, and I saw this mare lying down, and I stopped, and I got out of the car, and they were over the fence from me. So I wasn't like on top of them or anything. And it looked like she was giving birth. So I just sat down and I watched, and it was the most amazing thing. And after Tamlin got up, the whole several members of the family gathered around and were like greeting him. It was just an amazing experience. So this one is 8 by 12, I believe.
8
8
by 11. Yep.
and it's $50. And this is a metal print. So again, it's got the hanger on the back. Okay. Looking Glass at Dawn. So Looking Glass is another wild horse in Lost Creek. And he is extraordinary because he is a leopard Appaloosa. And he is the only one that I know of in the entire Red Desert complex. And this was at dawn, and I tend to find him in a certain area. He's been moving around a lot. And this year, he's with another band stallion and his family, and he's playing lieutenant. But he now has Appaloosa offspring and an Appaloosa grandson this year. So I love Appaloosas. So I'm always happy when the Appies are spreading around. This is 16 by 24, and it's $150. Okay. Oh, and I don't know if we mentioned everything ships free in the United States, and it ships from here in Colorado. So I'm the shipper. And all right, the next one is Thor greeting card package. So these are a little nicer than your average greeting card. This is Thor and Thora, and inside is a picture of Thora. This is Thor, and then inside is Thor and part of the family. And this is Thor and Taliqua, and inside is Taliqua. And this is Thor, and inside Thor. And then we have Thor rearing, and inside here. So the greeting cards are fun, and these are $30 for 5, and that includes envelopes. And then I have the Snowy greeting card package that has also an image on the inside. This is Las Vegas and a friend in McCullough Peaks when they were little. So,
Can you raise the cards a little bit? There you go. That's perfect. Thank you.
so as I said, this package also is $30 and includes the envelopes. And 15-mile horses run up the hill. So I have puzzles this year. Yay! First time. And I thought this would make a nice puzzle because there's a lot going on, a lot of horses. And this is a 520-piece puzzle. So it should keep you busy for a little bit over the holidays. It is, I didn't write down how much it was.
$45.
$45.
Yep.
So, and Bobby, Mysterious, and Tristan Pillow. So Bobby is really the grand old man of Sawbills Creek. He's a curly, and we think he's in his 30s. And he's sired many, many, many wild horses in the herd, many beautiful wild horses. And this is his mare, Mysterious. She's also curly. And then this is Tristan, who I got to see for the first time in April last year when he was just a little thing. Yes, and my puppy thinks it's very cute. So yes, so the pillows are, they have zippers also, and they are, I didn't say how much.
45 as well.
45 as well. So yes, as you can see, I have other pillows in the auction. Just going to show them real quick. All right. What have we got? Ike at Sunset. So Wild Stallion Ike, who I've been mentioning in Saltwell's Creek. This is Ike. And this was one evening at sunset. And what's really cool about this piece, I should probably bring it closer so you can see it. You can see his curls, even in the sunset, even in silhouette, which I think is very cool. So, and this one is 16 by 24, and it's $150. Deep winter for wild horses. So I mentioned the winter of 22 to 23, and we couldn't get into the area for 5 months. And I went on a plane, and I could see the horses and what was happening. And this is Crooks Mountain, and I don't know if you can see, there are
I know
horses.
that must be a heavy print, but we need to lift it a little bit more. There we go. That's a way better shot. That looks funny, but we can see it. Yep.
Actually, a really gorgeous
Yep.
image. And it is also a metal print that is ready to hang. Thanks, Juan.
No problem.
Hard for me to tell. Okay, then Blue Zeus Wild. This is a new piece, but it's an older image. Sometimes I go back into my images and I look for things that I might have passed over. So when I get back from a trip, what I do is I download everything, look through it, then I look through again and I pull out the pieces that speak to me, and I think, okay, that might make a really nice print. But then sometimes when I go back years later, I'll say, wait a minute, that would make a nice print. And so this one is Blue Zeus Wild, and it's Blue Zeus from the Red Desert Complex. And this is 16 by 24 and $150.
All right. Just want to take the time to remind everyone that we're about to wrap up the live show. If you have any final questions for Carol,
Yeah,
please leave us a comment. She'll answer live.
please. And just two more pieces to go. They're brand new pieces that I took in September. So this is Zephyr. He is a stunning tricolor pinto stallion in the Red Desert Complex. And I just love his long mane, and it's kind of tangled. And this one is 12 by 18, and it is $100. I met Zephyr for the first time this spring, and he has a gorgeous Palomino Pinto foal and a black mare. I'm like, where did that foal come from? But they're a beautiful family. And he, at first, he looked like he didn't want anything to do with me. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And then they all ran right by me. While horses have their eyes are on the sides of their head, so they actually can get a better look at you from the side than they can from head on. So, and then the last few months, every time I went out, I would find Zephyr and his family. So he's a gorgeous boy. And then,
Carol, we have a question from, well,
sure.
actually a comment from Linda Brown on Instagram saying that she can find the greeting cards online. And one thing I noticed, Carol, is that the live show link is not on your Instagram bio. So, Linda, if you're listening to me, I'm going to teach you how to get there. Go to Carol's website, which is livingimagescarolwalker.com. Okay. And on the navigation menu, one of the items, it's going to be And let me see, what's the number of that one? It's not one, two, three. Hold on. We have to have that one in there, Carol. Otherwise, people won't find it.
Okay.
The live show is it's not showing on your navigational menu, and that one should be.
Yeah,
Interesting.
and I did put it on my Instagram profile also. So
Is it on the profile? Is it on the stories or where is it?
it's on the link in the bio.
Link in bio. Okay, so if I click on links, let me see.
It should be at the
Links,
top.
Holiday Hoofbeats live show art store. Yep. Okay, so Linda, go to Instagram, go to her profile, click on the link in bio. The first one, it's called links. She has three links in there. Click on the first one that says links, and that will take you to another place. And it should be the first link you will see in her link tool. Okay, it's called Holiday Hoofbeats Live Show Art Store. Now, when you are there, it's gonna be the two products, or actually, how many greeting cards do we have, Carol?
We have 4 greeting card packages.
Okay, so it's going to be product number 55, 56, and 58 because the 57th has been sold. I hope
Oh,
that helps, Linda.
great.
There you go.
Sorry about that.
Yep.
So last piece. This is Cochise Runs. And so I was in the Red Desert Complex and I was headed back to the main road, Crooks Gap Road. And all of a sudden I see these two gorgeous uh, bachelor stallions, young bachelor stallions. And I got out of my vehicle and I walked up and they went running by me, as I mentioned before, running by so he could get a better look at me, ran back the other way, then came back and stood, and we stared at each other for quite a while. And I think he's just an absolutely stunning Pinto Stallion. So this is Cochise Runs. It's 12 by 18, and it's $100. So any other questions?
Nope. It seems like we're good in questions.
Good.
Okay.
Well, I just want to thank you so much. Any of your purchases help support me. I don't have a 501c3. I'm not part of an organization. I'm work on my own, which I find most helpful and gives me the most latitude and the most independence. I work with organizations often, but I do my own thing. So any artwork that you purchase helps me, helps support me in my quest to help save our wild horses. So thank you so much for being on here, and I hope you've enjoyed the evening. And please reach out if you have any questions later.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Carol. I'm going to stop the live on Facebook and YouTube. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to stop the